It's Nolan.
Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Yeah, tell him I preach to the choir. We just gonna reach for the sky. Gotta get paid for I mean by the miles. Yeah, tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invade the gym, high elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over, I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film, I can fill a pool, we gon' make them swim. Nigga front you some money, I just got a bag. Even Knievel, I still in my dad. Sweet to your people, before we hit your people and beam your burrito, nigga, that's a rap. I got to put my team up on the map. Army fatigue, I really got the scrap. Watch your demeanor for you take a nap. They call me Lupita, boy, I'm finna black. They been looking for me, but I'm here now. Everything I wanted, I've been getting. Separated from them fake niggas, never played a second, I'm a man. Had to struggle on the back road in a trailer park, I was living. Nowadays a nigga winning, only use a phone to talk business.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this evening. In this video, we're going to be getting into Charlamagne the God and the Breakfast Club issuing a response to Nicki Minaj, right? So, as everybody knows, we've been covering this whole back and forth between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B over the course of the last few days. She's definitely been spiraling ever since those disses came out. She kept it low. She let JT crash out on social media first, but then when she showed up, she waited until the numbers were officially released for Cardi B's Am I the Drama, which came in at 200,000 units sold, to come gloat and then try to rub it in Cardi B's face while simultaneously insulting her in every single possible way that she could find, right? Cardi B decided to get into the mud with her and sling mud. They certainly did. Now, yesterday, I released a video basically holding both of them to the fire, saying I didn't agree with any of it. And I know that video has caused a little bit of a stir in people emotionally. I know a lot of people feel like Nicki Minaj started this, therefore Cardi B should not be seen in the wrong for getting into the ring and tussling and saying disparaging things about Nicki Minaj's child, because Nicki was already doing so towards her pregnancy and her other children, specifically Culture, which I totally understand, right? I never said that anybody was wrong for feeling that way. I can only get on my platform and come speak my opinion about what it is that's going on. And as I watch two adults over the age of 30, one over the age of 40, disparaging each other in every possible way, from body parts to appearance to allegations of drugs, allegations of all types of things, I do think that there should be a limit on what it is that you say to somebody in a very public forum on the world stage. Everybody's not going to agree with me. I understand that. But y'all come here to hear my opinion. Therefore, I'm going to give it, and I'm not going to put cut on the dope just because others may disagree. I'm not here to tell you how you should feel. I can only tell you how I feel. Right? So I said, hey, both of y'all are out of line. I stand by that, right? But in the midst of Nicki Minaj going on her rampage, which she's continued even into the early parts of, well, late yesterday, I think even some today. You know what I mean? She's still retweeting her fans who are still going at Jay-Z and Beyonce, claiming that they're stealing her couples poses with Kenneth Petty, which you got to be a motherfucking downtrodden ass person to be out here comparing couples photos with anybody else in the world. But I'll digress on that, because she did take a few moments out of her time yesterday to get at Charlamagne specifically, but also the Breakfast Club as a whole, while simultaneously excluding DJ Envy, which I found to be interesting. So she went on to call Charlamagne Shrump the God, which, of course, kind of makes reference to our president, Donald Trump, not liking Charlamagne, being able to call himself Charlamagne the God. He said, imagine if I called myself that. She asked Charlamagne if he used the bleaching cream, you know, because people tend to say that his skin has gotten lighter since the earlier days of him in radio compared to now. If he used that same bleaching cream on his Johnson & Johnson. She called Lauren LaRosa Boring Lauren. And then she also called Jess Hilarious Jess with the testicles. Right? So she took shots at all of them, but did not say anything about DJ Envy. And she concluded her rant with Queens niggas run you niggas, which is a quote from Nas's Ether. So I'm guessing that was her way of still kind of having some sort of allegiance towards DJ Envy, as, if I'm not mistaken, he is from Queens. Okay? So all that being said, the Breakfast Club came out this morning, and Charlamagne the God gave Nicki Minaj the Donkey of the Day. I believe she earned Donkey of the Day the previous day also. But today, Charlamagne gave her a nearly 10-minute spiel about her behavior and how she's going out kicking and screaming and basically not processing or addressing her own unhealed trauma. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is play the segment from the Breakfast Club from this morning, and then I'll come back and give y'all my stance. Or I may just interject here and there since it is long. But as y'all know, with all Breakfast Club clips, we must play the audio rather than the video. Okay?
Thursday, October 2nd goes to Anika Tanya Mirage Petty. Heavy on the petty. Now, yesterday, Nicki Minaj did what she does best lately, and that's go on an unhinged rant about everything and everybody, okay? If you missed it, I understand. There's more important things going on in the world, including but not limited to a government shutdown. And it started, at least on our end, because yesterday on Breakfast Club, we responded to Nicki's Tuesday unhinged rant about Cardi B. And this is what we said.
Nicki just seemed miserable. Like, I'm sorry. That's your gut punch right there.
I respect Nicki as an artist, but when I read her tweets and she starts trying to label people good and evil, it really makes me think of Isaiah 5:20. Isaiah 5:20 says, woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Because if she believes that she comes off as a peaceful, loving, God-fearing human, she's bugging. Crazy. Like, you can literally feel the darkness from her tweets. And honestly, that's why you shouldn't even engage with her, because when you match that kind of energy, you come off looking dark too. I thought that was fair commentary, but Nicki Minaj thought.
All right, so that piece that they just played was from the previous day, right? She got angry. She didn't like that. So she took shots. Now, another day.
Otherwise, now, Lauren LaRosa, LL Cool J, read what she tweeted about the Breakfast Club.
She said, Charlamagne, did you put that bleaching cream on your penis too?
Did you?
She then tagged the President of the United States and asked him to lock us all up. Imagine if you called yourself Shrump the God. Oh, and then she called...
Since when do you report crimes on Twitter any fucking way and tag the president? I'm sure there's actual authorities that you could call locally if you feel that way. There's courthouses you could go to if you feel like anything they say is slanderous. But you do no such thing.
You the B word. Lock up Boring Lauren and Jess with the testicles.
Damn.
Too. They're very nasty people. Queens N-words run these N-words. Thank you. Salute.
Not MAGA Minaj calling on Trump to get us locked up and using some of the language that Trump used against me when President Trump said, can anyone imagine the uproar there would be if I used that nickname? Come on, Nicki. Now, didn't she have a tweet about Democrats too? What was that tweet, Lauren?
Yeah, she said, Democrats, take them down. You're the all-powerful Democrats. Remember, they lost the election on purpose. Take them down. They're a curse. Take them down. I heard the Lord say, it is done. Okay, Lord, thank you. We give you the honor, the glory, and the praise, Jesus.
They lost the election on purpose is also very interesting of a statement to be made there. They lost on purpose.
Yeah, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican, but, she's probably mad at Democrats because Kamala Harris had Megan Thee Stallion and Glorilla perform for her at campaign events, and she had Cardi B speak for her at a campaign rally. So anyone who dares to uplift any other female rapper that's not Nicki Minaj is going to be on Nicki's hit list. Why? Well, Lil' Kim told us why here on The Breakfast Club 13 years ago. Let's listen.
She wanted to be the only female out there. I guess she wanted to be out there by herself. I'm going to leave this on this note. You will see. Everything in the dark comes to the light. That's all I got to say.
Dropping the clues box for Lil' Kim. Kim, in typical Cancer fashion, you were right. My sincere apologies to Lil' Kim for ever questioning her OG wisdom. Nicki has had smoke for Kim, Cardi, Megan Thee Stallion, Lotto, Doja Cat, SZA, Remy Ma. The list goes on, and it's sad.
And we're going to get to that list in just a few. We're going to pull up the entire list. Well, I won't say the entire list, but it's a long one, nonetheless. But I'm going to let Charlamagne continue.
Because Nicki is goated. She's an icon living. She literally kicked down the doors for a whole...
And shout out to Lil' Kim for letting shit be known 13 years ago. Unfortunately, during the time period when she came out, that was literally the Nicki Minaj heyday. That was the time of the run. That was the iconic moment. That was the time where she was number one and running with it, doing all of the pop numbers, breaking all the records. So, of course, while we were in it, a lot of people just rolled with whatever it was. A lot of people went against Lil' Kim, despite her being here before Nicki Minaj, despite her having cultural cachet, despite her being an icon in her own right. Many people said, it's sad to see you going out as a hater rather than really listening to what it is that she had to say. But I'm quite sure Lil' Kim is feeling 1,000% vindicated as we are now coming to see exactly who this person is and who this person was when she came across her.
Whole new generation of female rappers. She was indeed the pink print for female MCs. I loved when she coined that term years ago. I'm not the blueprint. That's for the boys. I'm the pink print for the girls. But how does the pink print become the stink print? Yes, the stink print, because as I said, your energy is just stank and nasty. You went from showing a generation how to be a female boss to showing a generation how to be a disgruntled artist. How does that happen? How do you go from inspiring a generation of young women to hating on a generation of young women? Well, that's what happens when a person is in pain. That's what happens when a person is hurting. That's what happens when a person has a bunch of unhealed trauma that they haven't dealt with. I saw something yesterday that I found extremely entertaining. Okay, but then I was extremely disturbed. And it put everything in perspective for me. Okay, there was a headline on Baller Alert, and I can't even believe Baller Alert posted something so unserious. But I'm glad they did, okay, because it said that Nicki Minaj was sent proof of witchcraft attacks. And it accused The Breakfast Club of orchestrating them. Okay, the tweet said The Breakfast Club was the main platform partnered with Michael Kaiser of Atlantic Records, orchestrating a direct Nicki Minaj takedown campaign for years, which see the devil, all because Nicki wouldn't work with us. The other thing I was thinking about, when was Nicki blackballed? When did Nicki Minaj ever fall off? Nicki, do you understand that you are the bar for female rappers? Do you understand that you are a rap icon? When have you not sold records? When have your tours not been packed? See, you believe when you see other female rappers coming up around you that it somehow repositions you. Nicki Minaj, that is a level of internal insecurity that only you can deal with. You have to look in the mirror and quote Dr. Seuss. You have to say, today you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you. And don't put that in a rap, because it's going to sound like Safari wrote it. Now, you are her, Nicki, okay? And it's saddening all of us to see that you don't believe that you don't realize that. And the reason you don't realize that is because you are in pain. Nicki has had all these personal issues happen around her, and she's blaming the world for what she's feeling because of those issues. The industry has nothing to do with that, Nicki. None of the female rappers, not Atlantic Records, not The Breakfast Club, none of this has to do with the industry. You are refusing to come to terms with life, okay, and refusing to come to terms with human nature simply Okay, when you refuse to come to terms with human nature, that simply means that you are dooming yourself to patterns beyond your control and the feelings of confusion and helplessness. And that's what I see in every tweet. Confusion. A cry for help, projections of pain, a wounded ego, okay? Projections of hurt. And if your ego is hurt, you may become angry, okay? Ego itself is a disease. You have to dissolve your ego as far as possible. If you have inferiority complex or have a very deficient ego, you will lose your temper very easily. And that is what we are dealing with in regards to Nicki Minaj. And we should all truly hope that Nicki heals. I truly hope you heal, Nicki. I pray you find peace. I want you to go to therapy, church, the mosque, wherever you can go to heal because you are in pain. And listen, so many of us are. Okay, to some degree, we are all in pain, and it's a pain we don't discuss or even understand. And oftentimes, the source of this pain is other people. So you can get on the timeline and massively attack all the people you want. But at the end of the day, I know that it's just a hurt little girl living in that 42, soon to be 43-year-old body. And I want that young girl to get the healing she deserves because you told us, Nicki, starships were meant to fly. So why are you crashing out? Nicki, your trauma is not your fault, but your healing is your responsibility. And I truly, sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, hope you heal. Don.
All right. So that is Charlamagne responding. I didn't even know I was fucking froze. Hopefully that ain't been too long. But yeah, he basically called on her shit. And I stand by much of what Charlamagne said in that response to Nicki Minaj, right? Now, what I found interesting is when she accused the Breakfast Club of being in on some sort of backdoor agreement with Atlantic Records to hire somebody to do witchcraft on her. That's when I really knew, I been knew she off. I been knew she fucked up. But that's when I really knew, oh yeah, you are far beyond the galaxy. You're far beyond the universe. Because I know somebody, or knew somebody, let me say it that way, because we don't know each other no more, that was in this very position of thinking that anything that happened in their life was due to a spiritual attack, that people were behind the scenes doing divinations to ruin their life. And this person spiraled completely out of fucking control, had to spiral the fuck up out of my life, and has spiraled themselves out of plenty of other lives. So I know exactly what that looks and sounds like. And from my experience, it is a person who actually has been dabbling into, I'll just say into alternative spiritualism as a catch-all term. Some may call it hoodoo, some may call it the occult, some may call it various other things. But when you do these things unchecked, you don't know what the fuck you getting yourself into. You're trying to find a way to empower yourself. Try to find ways to get ahead in life outside of your own merit and your own hard work. And you think that these spirits and deities and all of these other, I'll just say spirits, are going to uplift you. But when you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you put yourself at risk to drive your motherfucking self crazy, because once you invite them into your home, you have to know how to you can't control them, but you got to know how to engage with them. Right? And there's certain spirits that you can't even, shouldn't even have in your home, because they're going to drive your ass crazy. Something, the exchange you think is happening ain't even. So I find it very strange, or interesting rather, that she accuses the Breakfast Club, Atlantic Records, and even Cardi B of putting some sort of curse or hex or root work on her as to why things ain't going her way. And I find it to be very strange that to her things are not going her way, when on the outside looking in, you would think she's got everything. You're supposedly the biggest hip hop female rapper of all time. You're supposedly the best. I beg to differ, but if you let the world tell it, that's what they'll say. You just came off of the Gag City Pink Friday tour, which was supposedly the biggest fucking tour of a female rapper ever. Solo tour, the whole shit. You bragged about the tickets sold every day. All these stats. Oh, it did $100 million. It did this. All these records, all this stuff. And then once the tour was over with and she had time to sit with herself, she says there was sabotage. Where was the sabotage? The tickets sold? You got to do everything that you needed to do. There was a hiccup out in, what was it, Amsterdam, where you got locked up and they shut that big ass paddy wagon door on your ass. That bitch reverberated through the streets. Boom. But you still got to finish your tour and put your numbers up. You know what I mean? All we see is you posting your wins. But then once you sit down and process things, next thing you know, you're complaining and everybody is fucking up your life. And now all of a sudden you don't have no control over yourself. You don't have no control over what happens with your label, your tour, your money, your husband. You claim that everybody is sabotaging your husband. But then you want to come gloat in people's face like you live this awesome, perfect life. What part of the game is that? You act like you untouchable, undefeated. You ain't taking no L's. But then you complain about the L's that you take that can't nobody see. Shit don't be making no sense to me. But again, I've seen that movie before. It's not a good one, but it's a lot of action. I'll tell you that much. Now I told y'all we were gonna get to the list of the people that she's had issues with. They say harassed, which I don't think is far-fetched because we only really see her going off the deep end. We don't see what these people have done to her, if anything, in all of the quarrels. So we have Cardi B, Plus One Peak. We got Megan Thee Stallion, Doja Cat, Lotto, Iggy Azalea, Lil Kim, Remy Ma, Queen Latifah, Missy Elliott, Asian Doll, City Girls, Beyonce, SZA, Doechii, which has been, for the most part, a silent issue that she hasn't really spoken all that much on. But when her fans have really taken the mantle on shitting on Doechii and saying that she's got nothing but bots supporting her. Coi Leray, Azealia Banks, Jay-Z, Safari, Instagram, TikTok, Mariah Carey, Gucci Mane, Taylor Swift, Miley Cyrus, Demi Lovato, Meek Mill, Kanye West, your twin flame, Kylie Jenner, Stormi, Travis Scott, random Twitter stands, my God, Farrah Abraham, Jesus, Lakia. How you got a problem with Lakia? Lakia really shouldn't even be on your radar. Erica Banks, I remember that. Young Baby Tate, they wanted them features. Jason Lee, Wendy Williams, Ice Spice, Normani, Lady Gaga, Leanne, Summer Walker, Mariah Lynn. Damn, where was I with the RZA shit? That's something you and Azealia Banks got in common. Multiple fashion designers, Elon Musk, Rock Nation, Desiree Perez. Is Kanye on that bitch twice? JK, you was mad at the boy from BTS for doing the song with Lotto? I ain't see that one. Migos. Y'all got the City Girls and then y'all got Young Miami and JT separate. Come on. Drake. I thought y'all already had Beyonce on there. What are you doing? You got Culture. Oh, damn. You got Cardi B Kids, Culture, Blossom, Wave, TMZ, The Breakfast Club. The Breakfast Club been an issue on and off for years. She just said cancel Billboard. Still don't know what her issue was with Mona Scott. Gayle King. And she said, and they say, and y'all still claim she's not the problem. That got to be about a 30, 40 piece, maybe even a 50 piece. Jesus. Now I'm going to tell you, if you got issues with that many people and you feel like they all hate you, I'm going to start to believe they all got a motherfucking reason. I might be prone to believe they got about 25 to 30 reasons as to why they all hate you. Because ain't no fucking way, dog. The Joker ain't even had that many goddamn enemies in all the years of his ass causing havoc in goddamn Gotham City. What the fuck? I don't even know if Batman done took down that many motherfucking villains. What are we doing here? Ain't no fucking way. Okay? So, yes, I do agree with Charlamagne. Whatever the trauma that Nicki Minaj has endured, I hope she gets over it. I hope that she can find peace within herself. But at this point, I don't give a fuck. I never cared all that much for Nicki Minaj. I've said that for a very long time. A lot of people seem to have forgotten that I've been saying that for a very long time because people were wondering, I guess, saying, hey, I don't know why y'all are trying to shoot her bail like she's not done this, that, and the third. Never in my video yesterday did I say she didn't. I just said that two people were partaking in a very dark exchange, and I have to hold both of their feet to the fire in that specific instance. It didn't make Nicki Minaj any less wrong. Right? So there's that. But hopefully we've seen the last of this, or at least at this level. I don't think we've seen the last of this this exchange between Nicki and Cardi by far. Especially since Nicki Minaj likes to go the cheap route when it comes to her album. So it's not like she's gonna have an elaborate rollout of, you know, high quality music videos. Unless she does it to spite Cardi B to say, okay, you want to do meet and greets, set up meet and greets for me and my fans. Set up, you know, she should be able to get the money from Republic to do music videos, but clearly she's pocketing the album budgets for whatever reason. So instead, she's focusing on Twitter antics, calling out Jay-Z, Cardi B, you know, two of the biggest names in entertainment to keep herself at the top. When things get dry, let me call out TDE, Fuck Punch. Let me go over there and shit on them too. Another top name in entertainment to keep myself in the conversation because I want to drop some music soon and I don't want to invest any money into my own promotion. So I'm going to come up off of all of these other people who on any other day of the week, she would say that they are beneath her. But then she uses them for clout and rage baiting. Very interesting antics. So there's that, all right? Charlamagne and the Breakfast Club have responded because she shitted on them yesterday. They gave her the donkey of the day for the second day straight, and she 100,000% deserved it, all right? That's what I got for y'all on this one. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I will catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be good out there. Y'all be safe. Peace.
Yeah, family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'll never politic in the drama be piling on. Father and great son acknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I'll turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy cause consulting for the stacks I built. I had